In this next section, you need to decide which one you want to focus in black and white and which one you want to kind of focus in with just with color. This one is your black and white one. So I spend a class period, kind of get everything laid out on here, and then I just go in and I just very meticulously try to work with what I remember. Now, this one was never quite finished, but you should have a better layout than I did in terms of where your highlights are at, where your shadows are at, and all that stuff. So you can kind of go back in and fine tune it. Okay, so this gets into something that students struggle with sometimes. Is like say, well, I'm done with it. Let's take it to that next level. Okay, where right now I have like these kind of shaded lines, these jagged lines and stuff, but you want to go in and really fine tune them. You can use your charcoal pencil if you want. You can still continue using this, but again, have your erasers available as well. So I'm just going to go in and just kind of focus maybe just on this ball part here, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So right now, I want to make this a little bit rounder, and I have that real thick line, and I need to start shading this in. So now I'm being a lot more confident with my lines and really trying to find those outside edges. Going in, slowly going around this. And I know because my light source was on this side that I have a couple highlights. And I know I had a highlight here, and I know I have a highlight over there. You should have mapped that out really well the first time you went through. Go in, get rid of all those specks of white that are in there. Create those nice dark grays and those light grays. Now I know it's darker within this area because I had a glaze color coming through, so I need to add a little more of that. And hopefully you grabbed all that stuff the first time you laid everything down. Okay, I can go back in with my eraser, pull some of these highlights back out again. And I know I had a little bit of a line right in here. And because this is over top of that, I know I would have a stronger shadow going over that. Now you have to go off your memory. That's why the first time when you try to capture everything, you just do your best job. I come down here, kind of same thing. I spent about 8 minutes on mine. You should have spent at least 30 on yours. More of a lip right there. Help define this edge more. Now, sometimes students just want to throw down a bunch of black and say, okay, I'm done. And they leave all the highlights, all the light grays and stuff like that out. So they have a lot of work to do to try to get those back out again. Because just like your value drawing is, I'm looking for an even balance, of your colors. So if yours looks overly white, then you lost those dark grays, those black, stuff like that. If yours looks overly dark, then you've missed those lights, those highlights, and those light grays. Now it's got a fuzzy edge right there, so I'm going around and I'm trying to clean that up on both ends. Go back in with this, getting a little dark. A lot of times, again, when you have a highlight come in, you always have kind of a secondary highlight on this side. So you have kind of your main one. You're never gonna get it back down to white again because we're not using the highest quality materials, but you should get it pretty close. At least to a nice light gray should be in those areas. And then I always kind of go back in because you don't have a ton of control over the erasing as much as you do with the drawing. And I would just keep applying this around the whole thing. Now I have this other piece behind here, remember, that you'd want to get. Now I can just take my finger because it's nice and dirty, and I can just kind of start going in if I want a more of a lighter gray, you know, just going in and trying to get that. The moment you start putting this down, sometimes it can kind of get scratched up a little bit. Now remember, you do have these, which are really nice. That I can lay down, and they move around without scratching the surface not nearly as much. Kind of just kiss along that edge right there. Even kind of lighten up even more as you kind of work on it. So one of these should really be a good example of your black and whites and how you get your highlights and your grays, okay? If you want to, on this, you can also, once you kind of get that done, you know, this, because we'll spend a couple days on there, you can start having fun with it. So for example, I'm gonna grab my charcoal pencil, is maybe all of a sudden I wanna start adding little stick figures, you know, on this, or I might wanna start adding maybe like Godzilla, you know, crawling across here, or whatever. You can start doing that. So on this one, the way I'm kind of seeing this right now is I'm gonna add a little stick figure guy. Who's, see, I got one hand here, so he's kind of holding up, and then I'm gonna have another one that's kind of bent over his head, and he's gonna be holding a pickaxe. Because he's chipping away at this kind of thing. He's got one leg there, and maybe kind of another leg right here, okay? Maybe in this area, maybe I could start drawing some water and then have a smaller guy right here swimming. I can go in and have fun with that. It's however you want to start playing with it. And you can be kind of comical with it. You know, I could have a motorcycle guy here coming across. So I can draw a motorcycle here. This is not the best drawing in the world. And then I might have like a hoop. A fire that he's gonna be jumping through. So focus on your technical. Have fun by adding your own creative flair to it. And if you don't wanna do this, and you don't want to add anything, you just want to focus on technique, that's perfectly fine. You can still get it, you know, A- or better on the project. Okay, because I am looking for your ability to do this. And sometimes it's fun adding things like this, you know, whatever your style or personality is. Okay, but this one is solely black and white. You cannot add any color to this. You can pick another one that you add color, which will be another demonstration. Okay, other than that, good luck on the project. And again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.